Hmm. We're doing the same thing as the other one. And if I say the other one, I mean we are once again going to rank some vehicles, some ground vehicles. This time it'll be Germany. Also, what are these challenges? What are these objectives for? Objective Baltic Operation. On September 14th, 1944, the Red Army began a strategic operation to expel blah blah blah. Nobody gives a never so slight fuck. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a motherfucking shit. I just cummed in my pants. No, I didn't. We're doing the exact same thing as with the US premiums. This time, German ones. And this time, we actually have captured vehicles. I'm gonna go over them a little bit quickly, because I can. Panzer II-C, DAK, sorry. Panzer II DAK, I mean DAK. It's just a Panzer II, alright? I'm not gonna say too much about it. Like, it's just a Panzer II, man. It's not the best, of course. But hey, it could be worse. To be honest, imagine the Panzer 1 in War Thunder. It's good. Wouldn't recommend buying it for actual money. Now we have the... yay, there are going to be a lot of these German names I'm going to try to pronounce. And don't get mad if I get them wrong. Let me check my notes. Neubaufahrzeug, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't know, it gets a 75 mil with heat and a 37 millimeter, which you don't actually see on many tanks. It gets a Panzer grenade, which is actually pretty good for the BR. And the heat, of course. Overpressure machine. And of course, like, this thing is just made to give a guy PTSD, man. Wow, the reload is actually pretty fast. You can even kill T-34s with this thing, who would have known? Non-penetration, that is interesting. Non-penetration, once again. That was penetration, come on. I'm gonna kill this T-34, alright? This thing is actually pretty solid. Especially to have some fun, because it's at an incredibly low BR. I got their transmission, yeah. Higher. Even higher. Like right there, perhaps? I'm gonna kill the turret crew, you know? How high do I need to go? Can we get much higher? Fire so high. So yeah, this thing is cool. It's good. Would recommend actually getting this one. If you want to have some fun, not for grinding of course, but if you want to have some fun, you know, buy this thing. Now we have this thing which you can find in regular tech tree. Yeah, that's a bit disappointing. Whoa, why did I go like that? The only real extra thing is the fact that you just get a better chassis, because now you actually get the chassis from the Panzer 30AT, or I don't know which one actually. It might be another one. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Might be one of these. Ooh, that is ugly. It has an extremely fast-firing gun. Like, just look at this shit. Alright, you see it? See that tank? It's gone. Yeah, this thing fires fast. Yeah, I like going into like test drives and then in arcade I aim for the bombers that always fly over. Yeah, this thing is actually pretty good. Well, actually, to be honest, the only difference is this thing isn't a wheeled vehicle. Unlike this one. It's just the fact that you get a better chassis. It still doesn't protect you from anything. Yeah, this thing is a piece of shit. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. The rockets are incredibly inconsistent. Like, just look at this. Now, first, this is a T-28. Just look at this. Bam. Most of the time, you won't face that. Bam. Over top. Here we get to the real root of the issue. I believe that is 400 meters. Maybe aim a little higher. Nope. Still doesn't do shit. Heck, I'll fire just another salvo, just for you guys. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Now, this kind of reminds me of the Calliope, but that one is actually good. How did I get the transmission and the track, but not the actual crew? Yeah, this thing is a piece of shit. Inconsistent, not good at all. Panzer 3N. Don't get this either. I know, fast reload, it's good, but you can find the exact same thing in the Italian tech tree. Like, seriously. I mean, it is good, of course. Like, the reload makes me bust. Like, seriously, the reload makes me bust. Like, seriously, just look at this reload, bro. This is insane. Imagine this with aced crew. My crew isn't even aced. So you can imagine that with aced crew. Be incredibly fast. You got his gun loading. You also get a little machine gun on top, which you can also find in the Italian version, which kind of defeats the entire purpose of this being a premium. You know, if there's an option to get a vehicle just in the regular tech tree, just get that, alright? This thing is not worth buying. It's just not. I mean, of course, this gun does slap pretty hard, cannot lie. Especially because of the fast reload. But for the rest, just get this one in the Italian tech tree. It's rank 2. Just get that, alright? It'll be worth it. Next, we have the KW2. Just a KV2, but with a big-ass cupola on it. Not too special, you know. Oh yeah, and a machine gun. Not a heavy machine gun, but just a machine gun. This actually helps pretty well with stuff like fences and stuff. Heck, I'm actually gonna try to overpressure. 600 meters. There we go, and fire. Bam. It's just a KV2, alright? Don't get it. It's a waste of your money. And I mean that. You can just get the exact same thing in the Russian tech tree. Right here. Like, just go down the heavy tank line and you'll be good. Also, just 31 millimeters of penetration. I hate that thing. Now, moving on. I'm sorry if I'm going way too quick for your liking. I don't care. This is just a Panzer IV J. You cannot tell me otherwise. Same 75. No extra thingies. Just the exact same thing. Oh. Just your average Panzer IV. Wouldn't buy this if I were you. I mean, I can't stop you physically, but just, it's a waste. Right? You're just spending your hard-earned money on some premium that actually, I mean, it is a good tank. I'm not saying it's a bad vehicle, of course, because, I mean, it's a Panzer IV, it's not bad. It's just the fact that it's a premium. They just made this a premium, which I don't really understand. But yeah, just get the Panzer IV in regular German tech tree. Yeah, that's it. Now we have the... Ugh, I hate this thing. You know, it's basically just a Churchill. I'm not even gonna add too much. It's just a Churchill. Most of these early thingies are just like reskins of previous things, and even if they add anything special, most of the time they're boring. Unless, of course, the thingy Magoo, the one big boy, the Nova Farsight, or something like that. I forgot. Did I even penetrate a T-34? What the hell? I was through the turret. Nope, non-penetration. So yeah, this thing actually through the driver's hatch. I thought that thing was like a 1 million millimeters of armor, but sure. It's okay. Wouldn't recommend buying it. This thing is just a T-34 1942, but without the boxes at the back. Like, some of these vehicles, they're just boring. I'm gonna try to skip through the boring ones as fast as possible. I mean, you get the little 76, which is good. Ah, it's just a T-34 1942. Nothing special. Without the box, of course, at the back. Yeah. Now we have an interesting one that I actually like. The Brumba. I love this thing. This is a mini Sturmtiger. Just look at this, man. I have crippling depression. This thing is kind of like a Churchill AVRE, but without it having some unholy fucking bullet drop. Anything squishy will be overpressured in an instant. It's kind of like the Cave W2, but more fun. Just get that one, alright? It's good. It's good to have some fun. Okay for grinding. And that's about it. Ugh, I despise this thing. So if you don't know, this is the, this is just a KV-1 with a cupola. And a German 75. I'm talking KWK-40. That gun. It looks pretty cool in my opinion. It's not really too good. It's also... It is also not too bad. It sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit. You know? It's kind of like one of those things that, you know, sometimes it absolutely slaps like a fucking truck. And other times, you could sneeze on somebody and it would do more damage. Though the armor isn't great for the BR, so don't get it. Alright, it's not good. Now we get to the more interesting vehicles. First we have the Tiger 1, but Porsche. Yeah, Porsche made tanks. It uses the standard Tiger 1 thing, but instead of, you know, the stupid 100 millimeters of armor, no, just take a look at this shit. That's just 100 millimeters of armor. And you can't really see it too good. But that is 200 millimeters of armor. Those are two separate layers of 100 millimeters of armor. So you can imagine this thing basically being invincible. Though don't angle because of this. Just 30 millimeters. That's it. But for the rest, also your machine gun is a weak spot, I believe. I don't know. Oh wait, no, it's just extra armor. To take this thing down, pray. Like, just go hit the cupola and try again later. This thing will instantly kill you because it's at 6.0. Here's a premium that I actually despise. Also, I didn't show it off in the test drive. It's just like a Tiger 1 cannon. I will show it, of course. What the hell do I have that? I always use the normal Panzergranate for my Tiger 1. It's just a little bit of penetration you lose for some better damage. Also, you get those big-ass antennas. Aha! I murdered him. Now I'm just taking full ammo as an example. It's just your standard 88mm. It slaps like a truck. Slaps harder than my cock. Now, the premium that I despise, the Tiger II H SLA-16. Now you might be wondering, Mr. Shellshocked, why do you hate this thing? Because I always see those stupid level 4s with this thing, and I just wish to murder them. If you don't know, this is just a premium version of the Tiger II. This is basically the German version of the Cobra King. And therefore, I despise this thing with every single bit of my heart. Because this just takes away everything I had to grind for. Like, I had to grind for this for years, for the Tiger II. And then I see one level 4. One little cunty-ass bastard. The second he died, I laughed my absolute ass off. Because I hate people that just buy their way to top tier. Unless it's for actual grinding purposes, and not just some stupid mid-tier vehicle. Next we have the... I'm not gonna read that. It's just a Jagdpanther. Yeah, that's about it. It's just a Jagdpanther. It is pretty cool, actually, this thing. Because you also get a little machine gun. Oh yay, panzer grenade loaded. Bam! Just the gunner. This thing is actually pretty good. I wouldn't recommend that much getting it, but you know, if you want this thing, go for it. I am not here to stop you. I'm just trying to recommend you vehicles. But if you want this, I would actually say that it's a valid choice. It is actually pretty valid. I mean, you do have the normal Jagdpanzer. What is even different about this thing? Does it have, like, better armor? Nope. I do respect it if you want this one just for grinding to mid-tier. And I respect this choice, but there are better options. You deserve better. Now we have one that I've never seen in a match. This thing gets Heat FS. Oh yeah, and Hash. Oh yeah, and high explosive, but don't use that. Don't stand near a bomb, yeah, right. So this is a light tank. It is fast, but it doesn't get a stabilizer, which sucks. So how does this thing fight World War II tanks? Like, seriously. You get an auto-loader, well, I say auto-loader, it's not really much of an auto-loader. I mean, you can penetrate basically anything. You don't get a rangefinder. 800, so that there. Yeah, sure, of course. You can always pop smoke. There we go. Oh. I don't even care. It is okay, actually. It's not like a hidden gem or something. To be honest, it's not really worth getting because the armor is non-existent. Like the second you get shot, you'll hear the following music. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, you're just dead. This is an interesting one. This is the first rank 5 premium, and what does it do for that? Panzer grenade. Well, APHE. I mean, you get a lot of shots. You get a lot of variety, which is pretty good. But I would recommend using Heat FS. Don't use APCR. It is incredibly inconsistent with angled armor and will get you killed. Now this one... Oh yeah, this one actually gets a 50 cal. This thing fights World War II tanks, which is pretty weird. It gets okay armor. Well, okay, it gets pretty good armor if you angle it, of course. Critical hit engine. It is very good. To be honest, this is a valid option if you want it. But for grinding, get the following. Also known as Germany's best premium in some cases, the Term 3. Now, what is so special about this? It gets a 105mm cannon. Nothing special, right? Oh, what's that big thing? Oh, that's a 30mm fucking cannon. And a 5-second reload. With the auto loader, of course. Oh yeah, and a PDS. That 30mm cannon could potentially save your life, especially against helicopters and very lightly armored vehicles. So don't use it like this against tanks. Don't use it don't use it like that. It's not worth it. Just use a bullet. Here, you see, like stuff like lightly armored vehicles. Let's say you don't want to waste a shell, you're low on ammo. But oh. Bam. This is also incredibly good against aircraft. So let's say there's a guy slow and flying low as always. I mean, the gun oppression is not really that good. But that doesn't really matter. Let's say there's a helicopter flying low and you manage to spot him. So you just start blasting, right? And then he's dead. Because that 30mm gun actually slaps really hard against helicopters. This is one I would recommend for both fun and grinding. It is incredibly good. Now this is the TAM2 IP, 105mm cannon, and armor-piercing, fin-stabilized, discarding sabot. I like this premium. I'm not really a fan of this vehicle all too much, but I respect it if you get this thing. It is actually Argentinian, not German. We also get a little scout drone, which you didn't get that before. I used to test drive this thing all the time, and it didn't have a scout drone yet because those weren't introduced yet. Kamikaze. You get a pretty okay autoloader, I guess. It's okay for its VR. And I would recommend this for grinding, not to have fun. Because your armor is non-existent. Next, German tank development. Somewhere. Hans. Fritz, was do you want? I have genius idea, Hans. So you know how Leopard 1 is falling behind because of Leopard 2? Yes, Hans, we know. We take Leopard 2 cannon, slap it on Leopard 1. Fritz, you're a fucking genius. You are a fucking genius, Fritz. This thing is just a Leopard 1, but with a Leopard 2 cannon at 9.3. So you can imagine how strong this thing is. Like, this thing slaps like a truck. You also get a laser rangefinder, which is nice. And 2 fast-firing machine guns. But they're not as good as 50, so... I just want to listen to the reload sound. Very, like, in this view, so like... The reload sound of an autoloader is so satisfying. But this thing is incredibly good. I wouldn't recommend buying it for grinding because of another vehicle, which is this one. The Leopard 2 A4 Panzer Battalion 123. This thing is awesome, to say the least. APFSDS, good penetration. I'm gonna use it against the T90. Also, you get a cool ass camo net. If you can just, you have to hit the weak spot at the T90. Bam. This thing is awesome. Alright, I love this thing. I really do. My friend owns it, and I was planning to buy the same thing. And that was until this thing. The top tier premium. Well, not fully top tier, you know, but close enough. The Leopard 2A4M. This is what I will be buying if I have enough money, of course. APFSDS, the KEW variant is awesome. It is Canadian, which actually surprises me why they didn't put it in like the British tech tree, but I mean, it is a German vehicle, but you could argue blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna yak too much for you.
Driver ready, gunner ready, loader ready.
This thing slaps like a truck. It has even more penetration, which, yes, ooh.
Target destroyed.
Also, is that even at 50? I don't even know. That's not a 50. Right? I mean, it's okay, I guess. Yes, a hit. This thing is the best premium you can buy for grinding, and I recommend using it to have some fun too. Now I'm sorry if I went through this much quicker. Tomorrow is my birthday, so yeah. If you could wish me a happy birthday in the comments, that would be really nice. Thank you. Yeah. Of course I will make a top 3 for grinding. Now, first we start with the term 3. Awesome for grinding, but just doesn't get you far enough. But for that, we have the Leopard 2 Panzer Battalion. Also good, but not as good as his older brother. The does it say that says can? It's a can. It's just a can. Holy shit, it's a can. It's at a BR higher. It's a full BR higher. It is much better, in my opinion. And I would recommend this one any time of day, because of also another thing that I would quickly want to show. You get composite armor that slaps harder than a truck, and will save you from getting fucked in your poop hole. Also, you get blast doors. So even if your ammo gets hit, it'll just fucking, it won't go up into flames. It'll just get, those blast doors will just go off, and the ammo can just cook in peace. And then you can extinguish it once you're in a safe area. Sheesh. I remember when this thing was top tier. Heck, I actually remember when this thing was top tier. Not anymore, though. I will also make a list, a top 3 of most fun vehicles. Now, first, we will start with the Panzer IIIN. I wouldn't recommend buying it, of course, but that doesn't mean you won't have fun with this thing if you do actually buy it. It's just there if you want to have a bit of fun. Next up on the list, we have the Brumba. Nice tank, nice design, and it's basically a mini Sturmtiger. And then, number 1, the Term 3. This is arguably the best one if you want to grind and have fun. Because that 30mm cannon can leave for some incredible moments. For the 30mm cannon, if you flank the enemy, the crew won't be turned into a red mist, no worse. I didn't even know that was possible. They'll be just a little puddle of their former existence. Yeah. It is incredibly good. So, thank you for watching. Hope all of you have a good day. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. Wish me a happy birthday. And once again, goodbye.